All right, I'm back at the boat and I'm gonna take apart this winch and grease it up, oil it up. Okay, it is August something. What is it?
14th.
August 14th. It's Sunday. I haven't done a video in a while because we've been like busy with various things. Went on vacation for a week, got COVID for a couple weeks, so I haven't been recording much, and we haven't been out on the boat much just because it's been a busy summer and a short summer. So we're almost through with our summer, and we're gonna go out today for a sail because the weather looks fairly decent. You can see clear skies and the wind is not too bad. It's not the best right now, but it's blowing, so we'll go out and see what happens.
I mean, we got 13 knots, so we're going to fly once we get going. Stay this way to get past this white thing. Great sailing weather though when we're flying. My birthday. Actually, I should do your birthday because then.
Well, I can get one and put mine in there. Or we'll have the same. All right, so we are heading back in. We had pretty good winds out there, up to like 15 knots. We're doing pretty good speed, 6 knot speed in the good winds. And I played around with the sail a little bit more. You can see right there. So as far as the sail goes, that bottom part there is called the foot, and then that part right there that attaches at the very bottom is the tack, and then this part right up here that runs up along the mast is the luff of the sail. And that's what I was trying to get tighter, but I couldn't because those red and blue lines, those are the reefing lines, they were tangled up inside the boom. So we're along the bottom there. There's those red and blue lines running inside the boom along the bottom, and they come out here and they go up and they attach to the sail. So I couldn't get it all the way out, and they were tangled up. So I got them, I pulled on them a little bit actually to make them tighter, which took the kink out. And then I was able to get the luff of the sail all stretched out. So you can see it did stretch out pretty good. It's still not tight, so there probably still is some stretch in that sail. But yeah, it looks like everything is out now. So I think we're in good shape. But we're headed back in right now. We've got just the main up because we got the wind coming pretty much from almost behind us right now. So it's taking wind out of the Genoa, so I pulled that in. We're heading back in to Annapolis. We're gonna go up here, then hang a left, and head back to the marina. Okay, so we are back at the marina, and we had some pretty good sailing out there. 10 to 15 knot winds, so we were doing 5 to 6 knots most of the time, and which we were able to get out into the bay pretty quickly, and just like tacking back and forth in the Severn, and then pretty much a almost wind straight from behind us coming back in. So that always makes it nice because you can get all the tacks in up front and then just kind of cruise back home. So we're back in. As far as projects go, the next thing I was thinking of doing, one thing I noticed, the winches over here were pretty squeaky out there. So what I think I may do in the next day or so is try to take those apart and grease them, and then see if that fixes the problem. So I might try to save that and put that on a video, the winch rebuild. All right, I'm back at the boat, and I'm gonna take apart this winch and grease it up, oil it up, so it works good. Alright, so this is a dirty, messy job right now, trying to get all these parts cleaned up. I got those cleaned. It'd be nice if I had a parts washer or something I could just throw these in, but I've been kind of spraying them with some WD-40 to break some of the grease up. Scrub the grease out, and then once it's finished, this part right here is supposed to be oiled with like a light oil. I'm going to use some sewing machine oil, and then the rest of it, like these, like the bearings and everything, and the gears, are going to get some of this grease. This is the same grease that I use for the folding prop. I think it'll be good enough. I got a bunch of it, so I'm going to go ahead and try that. All right, done with winch 1, and now I'm moving on to winch 2 over here. Winch 1 was pretty greasy, had a lot of grease on it. Not a lot of dirt, but a lot of grease. This one's kind of the other way around. It's got not much grease and a lot of dirt, so it should be a little easier to clean actually. So I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning these parts off, and then get that put back on there once I get it all greased back up again. Okay, I'm almost done with the second winch. I had to pop inside for a second because it's getting ready to thunderstorm. So what I'll do is finish the last couple pieces up inside, and then once the storm blows over, then I'll go out and put the second winch back together. Now this boat has a total of 5 winches, and the two, I'm just going to do the 2 today, the 2 jib sheet winches, and then I still have 2 halyard winches on the top of the cabin top, and then another winch on the mast. So I'll probably try to rebuild those at some other point in the future. This one that I'm working on now here, you can see the gears had some grease on them, but this one was pretty dry, which is not necessarily a good thing, and it did have a lot more gritty dirt and stuff inside that the other one did not. So they definitely needed rebuilt. I've never rebuilt these winches before, and this is our second year on the boat, so I know that they haven't been rebuilt in at least that amount of time. They usually say that it's a good idea to rebuild or clean, grease, and oil the winches every year or so. But like maybe if you're racing and you're using them a lot and stuff, then maybe that might be more relevant. But I think for the way we sail this boat, probably once every couple of years is probably fine. The parts I've already got done over here, I've got them laid out. I got these pretty clean. So what's inside? This is a winch that has 2 speeds. It's a 2-speed winch, so it's got 2 sets of gears. And the way that these work is these little pawls here move inside like that, and they sit inside this other one, and that gives it that ratchet effect. So it has 2 speeds. So this is the 1 speed, and then there's another speed, the other set of gears that I'm working on over there. These little pawls go in there. There's like a little spring inside, right inside there. That's the only spring in here is the little spring that's in there. It's pretty easy to put in. This just actually slides right out of there, and then the spring is inside there. These, the bearings, it has 2 sets of these roller cage bearings that go inside there. Everything else is pretty much solid metal. The self-tailing winch, like this, that's what these are. It has these extra pieces over here that are part of this, the self-tailing part. This, by the way, is a Lewmar 40 winch. And the self-tailing part, I've actually had part of that break before. This part that's in the middle, I had that break on the other winch, and it goes inside here like this. And I had that break, and I had to buy that part, and this part was expensive. It's plastic, but the replacement was pretty expensive. And I think when I bought it, I bought 2, so I have another one laying around here somewhere in case that one does break. But there's everything all cleaned up for the most part. And then I've got over here one more gear to get cleaned up, and you can see this one's in pretty rough shape. The way this pops out just like that, and then there's the pawls right there on this one, and then the way those come out, they just come straight out like this, pulling straight up, and then there's the little spring that's inside there like that. So I'm going to clean all this grease off here, clean these 2 bits up, and then throw some more grease on there and put all this back together once that storm passes. Okay, I went ahead and finished putting the winch back together before the storm got here, so we can kind of see it's still a little bit gray out there, and it looks like actually it might miss us, but I just started getting a few raindrops right toward the end. So, but we got some thunder going on and stuff out there, so, but I was able to get it done in time. I'm going to go ahead, I think, and end this video right now, so I can work on the next video. It's been a while since I put a video out because I think, like I said previously, is that I had a week vacation, 2 weeks of COVID, my wife's 2 weeks of COVID, and we hadn't had a lot of chance to get on the boat in the last month or so. So I'll go ahead and end this here now with those 2 winches done, 3 more smaller winches to do, and then my next project after that, I'm going to start finishing some of the woodwork right in the companionway as you come through here, and then also right on the outside, because the outside, you can see here, is kind of ugly looking, so I want to get that all finished up. What I'm going to use for that is this stuff here, Schooner Gold from Interlux. And I had some other stuff that I used outside last year that I didn't really like, so I think I may try that Schooner Gold on the places outside as well. So maybe next video I'll do one on some finishing, some sanding and finishing this part here, companionway area, top here of the slide, and then see how that goes. And if I like that, I may do the wood on the top of the in the cockpit there, and then also we have a wood eyebrow piece that runs along the top, so I may try to do that as well. So we'll see how that goes with the Schooner Gold, and I will see you in the next video.